How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be reviewing the gun called Stahlta, and it's a pretty good weapon with a really powerful alt fire. So we're going to try out its basic properties and see if we can manipulate it for some good damage. So with this build I'm rocking here, I'm using some crit and then getting hunter munitions so I can get that nice slash damage. And then everything else is like the stack more damage so I can get a bigger slash scaling. And let's just say the alt fire worked pretty good. The alt fire worked pretty good on the level 105 gunners, melting away at the heavy gunner. If I invested more than one form, I think this gun would probably obliterate him with the alt fire. But let's go on to the main fire. Okay, I'm still using the same Stahlta build that I had for the alternate fire, but I kinda got something different in the works. Like I added a vigilante set to my pet so I can up those crits to orange crits, which is pretty nice. I see that the main fire has some punch through, so that way at least you can get a little bit of AoE in. So you don't have to resort to the alternate fire if you need to kill a pack of enemies. You can still get the job done with just the main fire. At least for the corpus ones anyway. For the heavy gunners you may have to resort to the alternate fire, but still doing like acceptable damage. At least the headshot damage anyway. So with all that all the way, it has a pretty amazing status chance and some pretty stable crit chance that help you make a stable crit build. I would say it's a solid recommendation, but you're probably not sold yet. So let me tell you something. It's eidolon viable. So yep, this thing packs a whopping punch, especially when the alt fire only does strictly only radiation damage. And that's what sparks the thought in my mind, can it slay an eidolon? And my first impressions were like, yeah, it's doable. And then I was forgetting something important. So anyway, I have now learned to factor volt into this equation. And now let me show you the build of the Stahlta for the eidolon. Anyway, I stacked a bunch of crit and crit damage to maximize my damage output, and then I combined Stormbringer and Hellfire to make more radiation damage to even increase the damage output even further, of course, with some Serration split chamber because we need that multi-strike. Anyway, also make sure don't forget to use the Vigilante set for this. It'll help out with your damage a lot. And yeah, it's time to dump some clips on you of me just nailing these eidolons with the Stahlta. So consider this the end of the video, unless you want to sit around and watch clips of me just nailing it. So please write down in the comments what your thoughts are, and let me know. Consider liking the video, and that is it. See you.
Energy spike. I advise falling back. That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional eidolon lures. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional eidolon lures. Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back.
And so it goes. I'm sorry, little friend.
Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back.